Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, The Israeli. Today I want to talk about the flag march, which was supposed to happen on Jerusalem Day because the flag march is in Jerusalem. But because of the conflict that happened with Gaza, with Hamas, it got delayed and they're going to hold it this week. Now, a lot of people are very worried about this flag march because it leads to a lot of tension, and Hamas already sent out a warning, and Jihad Islam already sent out a warning that if this march is held, they are going to attack again. Or if this march happens and they breach the Al-Aqsa Mosque or endanger it in any way or threaten it in any way, Israel is going to burn. So those are the threats, and now many politicians are worried, the police is worried, everybody's worried, except the people who are going to hold the march. So what is this flag march? This flag march is a bunch of people, a lot of people from the right wing who walk around Jerusalem with Israeli flags, singing songs and provoking the communities around them. It started out as a patriotic kind of march to show solidarity with Israel, to show patriotic, that love for the country, but accepting also everybody else. But it turned into a nationalistic march where people on the right wing who are against any kind of peace resolution, that want to have different status in the country, Jews and all the others, that are really very similar to Proud Boys, let's say. And actually this march, if you look at other marches, it looks very similar to the Proud Boys march where they screamed, "Jews will not replace us." Those of you who saw that, it's very similar to that. Also, the people are very similar kind of people. The main difference is, the way I see it, is that where the Proud Boys are not really threatened by the Jews in any shape, way, or form, and this is really similar to the German way of hating the Jews, without any real reason except maybe being envious and fearful of their success. Here they built their challenge against the Arabs on the conflict that is happening. Since the Arabs are sort of a threat at the moment to the Jews in Israel and around, they use that as a reason why they should be allowed to show their power, that they can't let the Hamas and everybody just step on us. We have to show that we are in control. So this march is one way to show that we are in control and we are not afraid. So it started patriotic, now it's very nationalistic, and they walk through the city with flags and they sing songs and they agitate everybody around them, and they challenge the status quo, and everybody's worried about this, all the way from the politicians to the police. But so let's see what's happening and how worried is everybody. Yeah. So Gantz, which is right now the current Minister of Security, he demands cancellation of the flag march in Jerusalem. Now Hamas warns that it wants to burn Israel to the ground if Al-Aqsa is threatened again. Police increase security in East Jerusalem, and officials urge police commissioner to prevent march. Now, listen, this is more or less, this is not ultra-religious people. These are just people that many settlers and people that are on the right, and this is their opinion. Should they march on this occasion after the conflict with Gaza, with Hamas threatening and everybody threatening and everything being so tense? Well, there are two questions. The first question is, should they? And the second question is, should they be allowed? So I'll start with the second question. Should they be allowed to have the march? Yes. 100% yes. It's a democratic country and they're allowed to march. And if it poses a security threat, then that's why the police, the army, the internal security forces, that's what they exist for. They're supposed to protect them. Last week, there was a Pride parade in Jerusalem. 7,500 people came and they marched through the city. And believe me, the religious people and the Muslims, they don't like seeing that in Jerusalem. But they held it because Israel is a democracy and they have a right, and I supported that. Yeah? And everything went well. And here as well. So it's not a pride parade, it's a different kind of pride. And I don't agree with them, but they have the right to have this march. And I think the state should just have to find a way to deal with it. Now, should they have this march now? Well, this I don't know. We do know from the past that this type of incidences did start a fire in the Middle East. We know that there's a good chance, especially now, that this might start something that we do not wish to start. So, but it's up to these people to decide if they're willing to take this responsibility on themselves or not. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to have the march, whether politicians are for it or not. And they're just going to have to deal with it. So let's see who else is very, very worried about what's happening. So Defense Minister Benny Gantz held a briefing, rescheduled to Thursday. Old City, both Israeli politicians and Hamas have been warning against allowing the Jerusalem Day flag march. Now, Hamas is warning about this, and you have these nationalistic marches everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, you have these nationalistic marches. Look at your country, wherever you're from, and you'll see that you have these nationalistic marches. Not patriotic, nationalistic, that people do it just to piss off other communities. But it's a democratic countries, and people need to learn how to live with people trying to piss them off. We'll put it that way. And if Hamas starts something because of this march, it's not the march's fault. It's Hamas's fault. Hamas has no right to start anything because some people march with flags and chant ideology that Hamas is against. If Hamas starts something because of this march, remember I'm saying it here on this channel, it's Hamas's fault, not the march's fault. Should the march be held? It's their choice. If I was the responsible there, I wouldn't hold it. I would wait another week or two for things to calm down more. But it's their choice, and if they want to do it now, it's their right. And Hamas has zero right to do anything about it. Jerusalem doesn't belong to Hamas. Whichever negotiation about Jerusalem there's going to be, Hamas, it's never going to belong to Hamas. Yeah? It has no right to decide here and to threaten. Okay, let's see what else. Originally, they were going to approve it on the exact route and through the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood, and the final decision hasn't been made yet. Should it go through Sheikh Jarrah? The march, if they want it held, it should be held. It's a democratic country. They can't stop it. Should it go through this very tense friction points, through like Damascus Gate and Sheikh Jarrah? I don't know. This is something that I really don't know. People that are way above my pay grade should think about it. But they cannot cancel it. Should they limit the path, the route that they're taking? That's maybe something that should be looked at. Because they did the same thing for the Pride Parade. They couldn't have the Pride Parade anywhere they wanted in Jerusalem. It was limited to a certain area that they could protect it and keep it safe and everything would be nice. So if they could do it for that, I think they can do it for this as well. So it's kind of a negotiation, right? Both sides have to be flexible. A post on social media over the weekend, invited people to join Thursday march, saying the flag march is returning big time, returning to march in the streets of Jerusalem with our heads held high and with Israeli flags. Yeah, so they're going to have it no matter what. Amidst the tensions, as well as the outbreaking war with Hamas and the ongoing Operation Guardian of the Wall, after Hamas fired rockets toward Jerusalem that day. So they delayed it, and now Yesh Atid is asking to stop it. Meretz is asking to stop it. All the politicians are asking to stop it. Now, some of them say that the desire to form a government that would unite the Israeli public will overcome any attempt to prevent it. They're saying that part of the reason this march is happening now is because Bibi Netanyahu wants it to happen now, because he wants to stop this new government from forming, which is going to oust him. Is that true? Yes, I don't know. I'm not sure he told the organizers that the march will have to be now, but the organizers are smart enough to understand the timing. So he doesn't have to tell them for them to time it in a way that he will benefit from it. But new government, Yair Lapid, if you cannot handle this little provocation, then I'm sorry, then maybe you should wait a few more years. Yeah? This is a small provocation. You should be able to handle it. Yeah, this should not be something that stops this government. And if this march stops this government has no real chance to begin with. Just handle it. Yeah, accept Israel as a democracy. Accept that there are many people that do not hold your views. Accept that they have the right to march, and accept that you need to protect them. You cannot just shut them out. You can't just cancel them. It doesn't work that way. Okay? Ahmed Tibi called it a march of hate. Is it a march of hate? Yeah, I guess it's there is hate there. Let's say there's not much love. Okay, even the love that they show for the country, it's not real love. It's I love the country because I hate this. I show my love for the country by hating that. That's not love for the country. That's not patriotic. That's nationalistic. And well, maybe one day those people will see what they're doing, but you cannot just cancel them and hope that will work, because it won't. It'll come back like a boomerang, much bigger, much stronger, and at a worse timing. Okay, so more or less, they are trying to warn the Palestinians, Hamas, Jihad Islam are warning against this, and if it's going to happen, they are going to start something new. Who knows what they're going to start, throwing rockets again, having riots inside Israel again. Who knows? Hamas already warned Israel that if the Qatar money doesn't enter by this week, I think, then they're going to start the violence again. And now they're adding the flag march to this, that if we don't stop the flag march as well, then they're going to start violence again. Yeah? So here, everybody who's seeing this channel, if after this march any type of violence starts, when you see an interview with Hamas leader later on, yeah, blaming Israel for everything, remember that starting a war because of a flag march is not legitimate. Starting violence because of a flag march is not legitimate. And remember that if the person interviewing the leader of Hamas doesn't ask that, you remember that that's the reason they start, because they were looking for a reason for violence, and they used the flag march and money as an excuse. Yeah? Is the flag march something nice as a Palestinian to see? No, I don't think it's nice at all. I wouldn't like, as a Jewish Israeli, to see people marching like the Proud Boys under my house in the United States. No, I would not feel comfortable with that at all. Is it a reason to start violence, to start rioting, to start everything over again? No, it's a democratic country. People have the right to be stupid. I'm sorry. People have the right to be stupid. People have a right to have their views and to march with them, to protest with them, whether you like it or not, as long as they're not violent. Yeah? That's my opinion. Now, why are these people decide to do this? I guess this gives them confidence. It's a tribal thing. People come together and they reinforce each other's opinions this way. And if the people on the side, the Palestinians on the side, throw rocks at them or yell at them or start some kind of alteration with them, then it just makes their beliefs even stronger. And if after the march Hamas starts something, it just makes their beliefs even stronger. Not only that, if Hamas starts something, it doesn't just make their beliefs stronger, more people start joining them. Because nobody likes to be attacked by rockets because a few people walked with flags. Yeah? Now, for all those people that the Israeli flag is offending to them, I'm sorry, that's the flag of the country. Yeah? Almost everybody in Israel, almost all Israelis are very proud of their country, me too. And I'm proud of the Israeli flag. And if you have a problem with the Israeli flag, you don't have to look. Nobody's forcing you to look, just like this channel. If you don't like what I'm saying on this channel, you can either comment below, or you don't have to watch it. There are a lot of other channels to watch, and apparently you guys are watching them more than this one, and it's okay. Okay, so this is the Jerusalem flag march, which is going to happen this week. Hopefully everything will be calm and nothing serious is going to come out of it, just like it should be. They'll have their march. Some people will have their protests against it, but nothing too serious and nothing will get out of hand, and everything will be fine. I hope that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think anybody is in a place right now where they can start another cycle of violence, but this is the Middle East, so who knows, right? Okay, guys, thank you for watching this video. Again, please subscribe, comment and like. It's very important for this channel. And if you like the content, also feel free to share it with anybody you like so this message can spread around. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. Bye.